All right, this is episode 10. This is the last one of this episode, or the last one that I promised. I'm sure we'll still continue to do some of this stuff mixed in with some additional content going forward. I got an idea going forward after this for a little series that I think you'll find interesting. I know I'll find it interesting. Follow along, stay tuned for that, subscribe. You'll get notified when I drop the next video. I'm going to try to continue to do something probably every week, maybe twice a week. But today you see it. We are doing something completely different. We have not done a standing shot. This is one of the tougher shots if you start adding distance to it. This is not a gimme. We have this mule deer down here. Let me get a range on him. We have this mule deer down here at 340 yards. Calls for 3.22 MOA. 350 yards doesn't seem that far, and it's not. But this will still give you a perspective. It's still not a gimme when you're standing up. It's really windy today, pretty gusty, which makes this harder to stabilize. Or harder to hold steady more than it actually has an effect on the bullet today. Shooting the distance we're shooting, it's not that far, it's not got that much effect. We do have some wind left to right, so it could push us a little bit, but not enough that I'm going to have to hold much. All right, 355 yards, or 340 yards, standing. I did get a different clip. This is an attachment that has an Arca rail on the bottom, and I just pop it right on top of the tripod I already had. Allows us to clamp the rifle in more midpoint, and we're going to see if that stables us up a little bit and helps put a round on the target. All right, let's do it. All right, that felt pretty good. I would say, if I have to call the shot before I go look, I'm going to say somewhere around top of the heart. If anything, I would say my shot's more forward than back. That's where I would call it. And as far as telling you what I'm able to hold here, I mean, my crosshairs is swimming. I'm going to say at least a 6-inch circle. It's mostly staying in that area I want to hit, but it's still swimming around that. And so as I'm trying to hold it as steady as I can, I'm just adding pressure to that trigger until it fires. Let's go take a look. All right, we have the mule deer. Let's see if we called this shot anywhere close. All right, so I told you guys I broke what I would say is top of the heart. Maybe, yeah, top of the heart, and I said I'm not going to be back. If anything, I'm going to be forward. Let's take a look. Right there. Right on the front of the shoulder. I think that would have dumped him. This is what shows on the picture, the edge of the vitals. And then our shot's right there. I think that would have dumped him. This is a 175 ELDX bullet. I think we'd have got some fragmentation up into the lungs, but I think that would have probably just dropped him in his tracks. Let me know in the comments what you think. Would that have dropped him, or what's your thoughts? Have you ever shot a deer right there? And if you did, what was your results? This is such good practice. I've learned a whole bunch from this series. And, you know, I shoot a lot, but almost all my shooting that I've done is prone off of a sandbag or a bottle rest. And this shot here, to me, is much harder than an 800-900 yard shot. I mean, my crosshairs, just to give you an idea here, my crosshairs was swimming this whole circle. at 340 yards. Maybe you have a trick to hold that crosshairs more steady, but I'm trying to stand upright as good as I can without leaning into the rifle too much, but still pulling that thing back into my shoulder. I have my hand on top of the scope to just kind of add some extra weight onto the whole setup so it doesn't bounce as much. But 340 yards is still a poke when you're standing up. And to me, you know, when I was swimming in this area, I'm okay hitting anywhere in here. So as my crosshairs is in here, I'm just adding pressure to the trigger. I'm just slowly increasing the pressure as I'm trying to keep bringing the crosshairs to here. But of course, as I bring it here, it still dances out of here. And it just happened that when I broke, I was dancing from here towards here. And I thought it broke probably right there. But obviously there was some forward movement. Maybe there was a little bit of wind, but I don't think that was all wind. It pushed me forward. So just such good practice. I have another series that I'm going to do that I think you'll find really interesting. If you want to follow along, subscribe. But stay tuned for that in the next week or so. I'll do my first episode on that, and I'll clue you in and let you know what's up. But on this series, this is the 10th video. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your love. As always, go practice these kind of shots. And when you're in the field, you'll just have that much extra confidence. And hopefully, that trophy of a lifetime will go home with you. Appreciate you guys. Stay tuned.